Hi, I'm Koala Bear Grills, and I've played video games such as Call of Duty Black Ops, and I've looked at pictures of Mount Everest. But today I'm going to take you to one of the most deadly places in the world, a teenage daughter's bedroom. Okay, I've just landed, and when you find yourself in a situation as horrendous as this, as hundreds of parents every year find themselves into, you need to look for three things. You need to find food, you need to find water, and you need to find shelter. Just having a look around in my environment that I found myself in, I find that there is evidence of water, or something to drink, and there is evidence of food. Alright, I'm going to be continuing on to set up a survival situation to show you how to find a way out of such a horrible situation I found myself in today. Okay, remember I just said you need to take care of three important things in survival: food, water, and shelter. The most important one is water. The human body cannot survive long without water. In this situation, I'm looking in my environment, I'm checking out to see where there might be any sources of water. Looking around, I find plastic bottles all over the place. Some of them may have some material in the bottom. The important thing to do is, as you look at this, to make sure there's nothing floating in there, nothing green, nothing growing that may be possibly mold or mildew. This possibly could be drinkable. This might sustain me for an hour or two. I continue to look through to make sure there's any other sources of water. Here's a cup. There is some growth in here, but there doesn't appear to be any liquid, so I wouldn't consider this to be edible. I would consider this to be very dangerous. I would not eat from this cup. Okay, I continue to look underneath the bed. Very difficult. There's a bottle of or a can of B. Again, there's maybe a drip or two, but the important thing here is I cannot see inside this container, and I do not know how long this can has been underneath this bed. It could be months, it could be years, and that may not be actual liquid in there. It may be something else. I don't know. Again, I would not drink from this container. Digging, it can get very strenuous. A water bottle. Oh, this can be a lifesaver. This can absolutely save my life today. I found an entire full bottle of some sort of liquid that's been under this bed. We don't know for how long. Important thing is, you do not pop your water bottle and drink immediately. If you do, you may be exposing yourselves to some very evil contaminants. You do not know what's in here, and you do not know how long it's been underneath this bed. Alright, let me just look. First thing to do is look. Make sure your face is not in front of it. Definitely good thing I did not drink from this bottle. This has been here for some time, and there appears to be a growth of something growing around the outside. Do not be fooled. This was edible at one time, was drinkable at one time. Certainly now could be very, very toxic with this growth in here. Alright, we've just addressed water, our most important survival item that we need to address. And we found that there is very little water available in a teenage daughter's bedroom, but there may be something in case you're stuck here for days or even weeks. I have found that the next thing that you need to find is food. There is evidence of ample food being in this room. In this particular case, I found seafood, and it's got a little bit of seafood still in there, I believe. It certainly smells like it. And there is some pastry of some sort here, a maple pecan, and perhaps a little vegetable matter in there as well. There's some cashews in a glass container, and some perishables that appear to have perished. I would suggest, if you find yourself in this situation, that perishables are your best option, if you can find them sealed. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find in this room any sealed perishables. I have found evidence of them, ample evidence, so I'm sure if I kept looking or was stuck here for a long enough period of time, I'd be able to find them. I would definitely say that the seafood option for a meal today is probably not on my menu. I certainly wouldn't be eating that. I can't remember when this was last purchased, so I'm quite certain it's been here for a long time. We'll just put that over here. Again, with the fresh 2-pack bacon pecan pastry here, it does have some vegetable matter with it, and I don't believe it came with it like that from the shops, so we'll give that a miss. The pecans, that might be an emergency situation. You might be able to go to these. I don't see anything growing on them. They appear okay, but remember the hands that touched the top half of whatever was in this jar probably also touched these other food items and may have contaminated these pecans. A little further look down below here, and I was able to find a container of the finest Belgian chocolate hazelnut cookies. They smell pretty good, actually. I was quite tempted to have one of these, but we don't have a full medical team with us today, and I'm not certain that I would be able to survive actually making it out. So in a survival situation, again, we're trying to survive, we're not trying to indulge, and I think my survival prospects would be very low if I actually ate any of this here today. We're now going to address shelter. I'm quite certain I will not be able to find my way out today. It'll be at least tomorrow before I'm able to find the door out of this room, and so I need to find some sort of shelter to make it through the night. If you look around, there is ample clothing, there's ample blankets, towels, all sorts of material that we could use to fashion ourselves a shelter. The important thing is here is to, when making a shelter, is realize that there are wild creatures that may be lurking in this room. We're unsure of that, and we want to keep ourselves safe from the wild creatures and from the elements. I'm uncertain of the integrity of our windows here, and whether they're even open or closed, and there may be something that could come in, say rainstorm or a snowstorm or something, depending on what part of the hemisphere in the world you're in, and we want to protect ourselves from that. Well, I think in this case my best option is to just curl up and cover myself for the night. I'm leaving my knife on the top part so that if anything were to attack me, I'm able to reach that in a heartbeat. The stench is overwhelming. I don't believe any of this stuff has been washed recently, probably not within at least a month. The smell is absolutely overwhelming. I always carry clipped to my utility vest a clothespin, and this can be used in an emergency situation such as this to clamp your nose shut, and that allows you to be able to sleep actually in a room that smells as bad as this.
Okay, it's nighttime, and I've been trying to sleep, and it's been very difficult. I broke my clothespin, and so the stench has kept me awake. I've heard some noises, and I'm not quite certain what they are. So I'm just going to try to get my knife ready in case anything is going to attack me. It's very scary in here. There are numerous creatures in the room. I'm not sure where they've come from, but quite certain that they might be out to get me. I don't know how safe my planned place is. I knew taking this mission would be unsafe from the start. I'm certainly a bit worried now. These are definitely some hideous things in this room. Okay. All right, I'm just going to try to move a bit and get some sleep, and hopefully the camera crew will survive the night with me.
I can't tell you how hungry I am. I've been up all night. There's been creatures walking around in here. I'm not quite sure what it was. I heard something eating something in a plastic wrapper somewhere. It's very frightening. I'm really upset about it. I've decided that I have to get out today. The main thing to remember is whenever you get near a teenage daughter's room is make sure you have a buddy or a partner. In this case, I had my missus. I notified my missus yesterday that I was going to be entering this room, and she was going to stand by with a rope just in case I got lost. We had devised a signal, and that was for me to blow a whistle. However, I dropped my whistle when I had the insert into the room, and I could not find my whistle anywhere. Our backup plan was, if I did not contact her, that first thing in the morning, that she would throw me a lifeline. I've got up this morning. I have found on the floor a lifeline. It's very good if you have a shackle on the end of the lifeline, so that you can connect this to your persons, so that you don't get dropped or you get fallen off, because you may only get one opportunity to actually make it out of one of these rooms. All right. So in this case, I've got my line, and I'm going to follow it. It's very difficult to walk through this room, but I'm going to try. You do want to take care not to break anything, because if you broke anything, heaven forbid, the evil beast that is your teenage son or daughter would certainly blame you for everything that's gone wrong in the world. So I'm going to make my way out. It's very difficult. You really have to be careful where you stand. There's something sticky here. I think if I stood in that, I probably would never be able to get loose. I've made it. I'm Koala Bear Grills, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you on my next episode when I take you to another dangerous and evil place.